Hello and welcome to this week's episode of the Ring Weekly Catch-Up. I'm here with Jack 30 Morris Birth. Let's go straight to it. I'm devastated. I've been literally kicked about the floor and swept out the door. I mean, what can you say about Cotto Martinez?
Well, you got it wrong for starters.
Well, I got it totally wrong.
No, I mean, to be fair, I didn't expect it to end quite as dramatic as it did. I actually felt sorry for Martinez in there, if I'm being honest. I knew that he was shot, but I didn't realise just quite how shot he was.
Well, I think that's very kind. I feel absolutely no pity for Martinez at all. I think he's ripped us all off. You know, I don't know what these fitness tests are all about. The fighter taking $2.5 or $3 million out of a promotion. What's the New York Athletic Commission? What's their fitness testing procedure? They got a stethoscope from Toys R Us or something. The man could barely walk. In the last 3 fights that Cotto's had at Madison Square Garden, he's fought 3 times. The only time he's lost is to an able-bodied bloke. He's lost to a geezer. He's beaten a geezer with one eye, and he's beaten another one with no kneecaps. I've never seen anything like it in my life. He got in there, and the minute Cotto hit him, I'm looking at it. I don't mind telling you, I've dumped a fortune on this fight. Oh, he can't even move properly. He can't, and I don't understand how a fight like that gets past.
Well, that's what I was trying to say on the previous programme.
Well,
sorry, but no. The point I was making is when I was watching the 24/7s, and even then, on film, he looked like he was struggling.
Yeah.
He just didn't have the movement, and they were meant to be his best bits. But I also thought, even since the Darren Barker fight, that he was picking up more shots than he ever has done, and that was what 4 years ago. And I just think it's got worse.
So you're saying that the decline from Barker to Murray, and obviously the other night was.
I think so. Yeah, I think he's been declining at a rate. Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose so. But like I say, I was quite shocked because my thing is this. Everyone says he's gone in, he's got a final payday out of it, which I don't understand. I don't think that you can apologise it away by saying that. So if he has gone in for a final payday, why is he taking an absolute hammering for 9 rounds? He should have dived out in the first round.
Yeah, I don't
did he truly believe he could do anything in there?
I think he did. Yeah, I don't think he went in for a payday. If you look at the way that he is as a person, I think that he's gone in there and he actually thought, I've got enough to beat Cotto.
Maybe, maybe. He might be a bit delusional. He was a bit delusional at the end when he turned around and said, I'm not going to make any excuses, as if that was something they kind of like be meritorious, which don't. You've just taken $2.5 million out of a fight you should have never got. You know, so I was a little bit disappointed, if I'm being perfectly honest. But there you go. Outside of that, obviously you had the big fight with Andy Lee as well. Andy Lee, light middleweight. 2 fights he's had at light middleweight. Fought the French kid, whose name escapes me last time out, took a lot of shots. And in this fight against the kid Jackson from the Virgin Islands, I wonder if he's related to that Julian Jackson lad. Don't know if he is or he isn't. He's obviously a banger, good record. Seemed to take a lot of shots.
Yeah, I think so. I think obviously working with Adam Booth, I think has bumped his power up somewhat and dropping down a weight. But to me, through that fight, he looked like he was taking an absolute shoe-in, to be honest.
Well, this is the thing. You know when you've had a game of football and you're playing up front and you score a goal and it's like, I had a terrible game, but that got me out of jail. Yeah. That punch was a kind of, right, it's got him out of jail, now we've got another story to tell, as opposed to, well, you've had, 2 fights. In the last 2 fights, you've basically been punched from pillar to post, but it was an out of jail. I mean, amazing shot. I mean, the kids, I like him. As a man, he seems like a lovely fella.
Andy Lee.
Yeah, Andy Lee seems like such a nice lad. But I do get concerned because he weren't the strongest lad in the world at middleweight. And normally, they go up a weight, don't they? And say, I'll get a little bit more about me, which is never correct either for the most part, because then they're fighting bigger lads, so it's all relative. But he's gone down, and he looks even more fragile than he did at middleweight.
Yeah, I think fragile is probably a word I use.
Well, I don't mean that disrespectfully. What I mean is he seems to be able to be moved around the ring.
I just don't see, looking at Adam Booth and his track record, I think that he sees something in him. He must see, because he sees him day in, day out. Well, he's got good pedigree, yeah. But, I mean, like you said, the last 2 fights have not been great. But is that because he's building with Adam Booth? Is he working on things? You know,
What strength you mean?
it could be strength, but you can also, when you're changing your style, you can also get picked up with certain shots when you're fighting.
Transition.
It's the transition. Maybe they come out of this strong, and you know, do.
Don't you think they'd have tried to sort a lot of that out in the gym though, not really on
I know,
big pay-per-view events? And
I think that.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I know sparring and fighting's different, but all I'm saying is,
I still think that if you're in like a transition period, when you're under pressure, you're going to revert back to type, and then you get caught in the middle of your old style and your current style. So maybe there's something to do with that.
Mate, it was a good shot though, wasn't it?
It was a good shot, yeah.
Really got amazing shot. Okay then, we're going to go to one of our fitness tips now, and you know him probably best as Fat Nige.
I've got one thing to say to you lot, hormones. And I'm not talking about estrogen, and I'm not talking about testosterone. I'm talking about insulin. Now, insulin does things in 3 ways. It takes the sugar away from the blood, puts it in your muscles. It puts what's left into your liver, and if there's any left after that, you've guessed it, it's going to convert it into fat. Don't rely purely on the white rice and the pasta. Integrate some vegetables into that diet. You've got all the fibre you need. We've got our trace elements in there too, and we've got the slow release sugars. So important when we're training. Don't let that insulin spike. It's not a good thing. Thank you for listening. I've been Fat Nige.
Fat Nige, you've got a nutrition tip from Fat Nige. And thank you very much, Fat Nige. Great tip that. Okay, so we're looking forward to this weekend, and on the Provodnikov bill, obviously we've got the Brian Rose Andrade fight, Demetrius Andrade, the former American Olympian. Tough fight for Brian Rose, that one.
Yeah, I'd like to see Brian Rose win that, but I don't think he's got much of a chance. The guy's bigger, he's more experienced, boxed at a better level, better amateur pedigree. It's a big arse in New York. I think it'd be good to get to later rounds, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, not really a lot more to add to that, if I'm being perfectly. I can't see, he's not going to knock the kid out, is he? I mean, he got knocked down by that Martizorian kid last time, Andrade, but I'd suggest he digs quite a bit harder than Rose. So I can't see how Rose hurts him. So you're thinking to yourself, well, does he beat him on points? Not too sure. He's got the output to do that either. I mean, I'd be, obviously best of luck to him, but I'd be with you. I'd be thinking, I don't really see how he gets through the fight.
Yeah, I mean, this Andrade, I wouldn't say he's the best of the champions out there. I think he's just got more than enough to beat Rose.
Yeah, he might be one of those actually who comes on a little bit after he's won the title, in fairness. I mean, again, he's got a good pedigree. He's fought in the Olympics. He didn't win a gold in the Olympics, did he?
I think he got a medal.
He got a medal, but he didn't win gold, no. So, again, it's a big fight. It's a big step up in every single context. All of a sudden, you're not fighting at Blackpool, you're fighting at the Brooklyn Centre, which we've been to, which is amazing. You've got to get a chance to go and watch a fight. Brooklyn, obviously, Madison Square Garden's in New York, but Brooklyn Centre is absolutely superb, and so that's going to be a massive ask on lots of different levels. And like you say, you do well just to get through it, really.
Yeah. I wish him luck.
And I don't think we know too much about this Provodnikov lad, the lad that Provodnikov's fighting Algieri. I've not seen him box at all, if I'm being perfectly honest. But he's about 19-0. But you can't believe they're going to be chucking Provodnikov in with. Anything he's not going to. He's due an easy fight, the kid, isn't he?
Yeah, I think so. I think they're purely setting up for the Bradley rematch. So he looks good against this kid, and then Timothy Bradley kind of around Christmas time. That's what I'm expecting.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a big fan of Provodnikov. Actually, I think he's probably got a lot more to him. He's not just a fighter. There's a bit more to him. Obviously, he's brave as a lion as well, isn't he? Okay then, let's go straight to someone who's got quite a lot of attention. Since we showed you him last time, and it's he's livid again. It's the Angry Coach.
Speedball, a fantastic exercise in its own right. Great for hand speed and spatial awareness. Not a lot of people know how to teach it, but I'm going to show you. 2 points. I want you to think about a piece of rope and the waltz rhythm. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Firstly, the rope. I want you to imagine you pulling it back and forth over your shoulder, repeating it to the same side. I don't want your hands all over the place like a mad woman's pup, because that means the ball's going to go everywhere as well. So you've got your rope movement. Now you want to apply the waltz rhythm. You do that effectively by hitting the back plate 3 times before hitting the speedball again. I'll show you. You don't see a Ferrari speeding off down the road before it's been built properly.
Angry coach. He's absolutely livid. Wow, superb stuff there from the angry coach. Fast hands and fast to get angry. He's a very, very furious chap. You come down and meet him. We've had a look at the odds on the Brian Rhodes Andrade, and there's just nothing there, is there? 7-1 on Andrade, which probably is, you know, probably the best bet of the lot, because I don't think he's going to lose. And but I wouldn't really be chucking any money at that fight.
No, I mean, the best you could get is maybe a cheeky draw, but that wouldn't be a tip from me, to be honest.
If you wanted a bit of fun money, cut with £3 on it or something. But yeah. The website, Ring 1910, will be going live inside the next week. Next week we'll be coming to you on Wednesday night, and stay tuned in, because we're going to be running lots of competitions where you can win limited edition T-shirts just like this one. Until then, from Jack 13, Morris and myself, Berth, good luck.